Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session. You are watching Biodiversity and Conservation Part 3. Conservation is most important. What is conservation? It is a method. It is a wise and judicious use of resources. Okay, the main aims of conservation are to preserve the quality of environment, that is maintain a pollution free environment. The second is to ensure a yield of useful plants, animals and materials for future generations. Okay children, so for example, deforestation. What is deforestation? The removal or cutting down of forest by human beings is called deforestation. Okay, for what purpose we are cutting down the forest? For more land, for housing, for cropping, for wood, okay, and for paper, timber and other products we are cutting down the forest. Then what are the effects of deforestation? Deforestation may lead to soil erosion, floods, and it destroys natural habitats, plants and animals. It also affects the rainfall and it also leads to pollution. Then conservation of forests. How we can conserve the forests? And cutting of the forest trees should be avoided. Number 1. Number 2. Shifting cultivation avoided. What is shifting cultivation? Shifting cultivation. Farmer clear an area of forest and use the land for agriculture. When the soil is exhausted, they abandon the land and clear another piece of forest. That is called cultivation. It is very dangerous. It must be avoided. The next, afforestation, planting of trees of the land should be undertaken. Number 4, overgrazing by animals must not be allowed. The forest should be protected from fire. So conservation of forest would in turn protect the other components of nature, namely animals, microorganisms, soil, air and water. The next, simple conservation, conservation of soil. The conservation of soil can be brought about by two methods. What are they? Preventing soil erosion, preserving soil fertility. How we can prevent the soil erosion? Soil erosion may be caused by wind, that is called wind erosion. It may be caused by water erosion. What are the factors which cause the soil erosion? Destruction of forests, number 1, deforestation. Number 2, number 3, and number 4, poor farming methods. Okay, then prevention of soil erosion. We have to avoid the above things: the planting of trees, afforestation, growing of grasslands, controlling and terrace cultivation. In the field should be terrace. Must be planted in the layers so that water is not able to cause soil erosion bottom. Then preserving soil fertility, rotation of crops. For the yield is reduced. Okay, the practice of crop rotation help in maintaining soil fertility. Roots of leguminous plants develop nodules. Certain bacteria, that is rhizobium bacteria like that, live in these root nodules, help the plant to fix the atmospheric nitrogen, thereby increase soil. Then conservation of wildlife. Conservation of wildlife is also very important. So how we can conserve the wildlife, proper laws, okay, more wildlife sanctuaries, wildlife national park, like that, and protected areas we can conserve. Okay, so let us proceed. Are you ready? So the strategies for conservation of biodiversity. Efforts need to be made to set up more and more national wildlife sanctuaries, etc., in order to safeguard genetic diversity. Useful animals, plants, and wild resources in both form of natural habitat, zoological, botanical gardens. Basic conservation strategies, so given the form of a flow chart, you can see here. So the biodiversity conservation divided into two main categories. One is in situ conservation. In situ conservation means on-site conservation. It is the conservation and protection of the whole ecosystem and biodiversity at all levels in order to protect the threatened species. Okay. So the methods used in in situ conservation are national parks, sanctuary, biosphere reserves, that is terrestrial and marine. Okay. So biodiversity hotspots also. City hotspot approach for the conservation. For the maximum protection, these regions are called biodiversity hotspots were identified. 34 hotspots all over the world. City hotspots. Sacred groves. So sacred groves, these are the small group of trees, special religious importance in a particular culture and are also of mythological importance. Sacred groves are found in Kasi and Jaintia hills in Meghalaya, Aravalli hills of Rajasthan, Western Ghat regions of Karnataka and Maharashtra, and the Sarguja, Chanda, and Bastard areas of Madhya Pradesh. So these are protected by native people as a part of cultural traditions, sacred groves. Okay, and the next one is protected areas. Okay, in the in situ conservation only, protected areas. What are protected areas? The protected areas are further categorized as national parks, biosphere reserves, okay, and sanctuaries. Okay, this category is there, no, national parks, sanctuary, biosphere reserves. These are come under protected areas. There are 425 biosphere reserves in the world, of which 14 are there in India. India has, according to 2002 list, 90 national parks and 448 wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, Jim Corbett National Park was the first protected area to be established in India. Okay, now come to ex situ conservation. This ex situ conservation means this is off-site conservation. On-site conservation is the in situ conservation. Ex situ conservation is off-site conservation. So this approach involves placing the threatened animals and plants in special care units for their protection. Ex situ conservation includes off-site collections and gene banks. Seed bank, gene bank, we can call it. Okay. They are like species in botanical gardens, zoological parks, wildlife safari parks, etc. Okay. Gene bank. Gene banks means seed bank or gene bank. Storage. So these are the places where the stocks of viable seeds, seed banks, live growing plants, orchids, tissue culture and frozen germplasm with the whole range of genetic variability are maintained. Okay. The seed bank means the storage of materials in the form of seeds is one of the most widespread and valuable ex situ approaches of conservation strategy. Okay. Even the tissue culture, the plant tissue culture is a collection of techniques used to maintain or grow plant cells, tissues or organs under sterile conditions on a nutrient culture medium of known composition. The plant tissue culture is widely used to produce clones of a plant in a method known as micropropagation. Tissue culture is also called a micropropagation. Then cryopreservation. So another technique, this is the cryopreservation on the ability of certain small molecules to entire cells and prevent dehydration and formation of intracellular ice crystals, which can cause cell death and destruction of cell organelles during the freezing process. Okay. So home garden and sacred plants, these are all come under this ex situ conservation. Okay. Let us proceed. The basic conservation strategies, all the conservation efforts are categorized heads in situ, means on site. This include the conservation of plants and in their protected area or natural habitat. Most appropriate to maintain the species of wild animals, plants in their natural habitat. In situ conservation, it is the most appropriate method to maintain the species of wild animals and wild plants in natural habitat. This approach, in situ conservation, this approach includes conservation and of the total ecosystems and its biodiversity through a network of protected areas. Network of protected areas. The common natural habitats or protected areas that have been set for in situ conservation of wild animals and plants include: number 1, national park; number 2, wildlife sanctuaries; number 3, biosphere reserves; number 4, several wetlands, mangroves and coral reefs. Coral reefs present in the oceans. Okay. Sacred groves and lakes. These are all come under the in situ conservation. What is the basic thing in all these? These are all natural habitats. Okay, protecting the organisms in their natural habitat come under in situ conservation. Okay. Number 3, third hotspot of biodiversity are those regions of rich biodiversity which have been declared sensitive due to direct or indirect interference of human activities. Biodiversity hotspot means these are the regions of rich biodiversity. Okay. Have been declared sensitive due to direct or indirect interference of human activities. Biodiversity hotspots. Next, there are 25 terrestrial hotspots in the world, including 2 from India. Some important national parks of India are Biological Park at Nandankanan at Orissa, Corbett National Park, Nainital to Uttar Pradesh. It is the first national park. Then Kojiranga National Park, Jorhat at Assam, Tudula National Park at Maharashtra. Okay. And number 5, Hazari Bagh National Park, Hazari Bagh at Bihar, Bandhavgarh National Park in Madhya Pradesh, Bandipur National Park at Karnataka, Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, and Raibul Lamjo National Park in Manipur. Okay, these are all national parks. And number 10, Naugaon National Park, Maharashtra. Okay, these are all come under national parks. Come under which kind of conservation? In situ conservation, on-site conservation. Then ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation means off-site conservation. Means carrying away from their natural habitat. We are protecting the flora and fauna. Okay, this include the conservation outside their natural habitats like zoo parks, botanical gardens, national parks, seed bank, gene bank, cryoconservation, etc. Threatened animals and plants are taken out from their natural habitat and placed in special setting where they can be protected and given special care. Ex situ conservation includes the following: sacred plants and home gardens, seed banks, field gene banks, cryopreservation, botanical gardens, arboreta, zoological gardens, aquaria. Okay, these are all ex situ conservation. Man-made conservation also we can call it as off-site. Okay, Convention on Biodiversity. Okay, Convention on Biodiversity. The Earth Summit held in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 called upon all nations to take appropriate measures for conservation of biodiversity and sustainable utilization of its benefits. The second National Conference on Sustainable Development held in 2002 in Johannesburg, South Africa. 190 countries pledged their commitment to achieve by 2010 a significant reduction in the current rate of biodiversity at global, regional, and local level. Okay. Hotspots. Hotspots are the areas with a high density of biodiversity or megadiversity which are most threatened at present. There are 16 hotspots in the world, out of which 2 are located in India, namely Northeast Himalayas and Western Ghats. These biodiversity hotspots. The hotspots are determined considering 4 factors. What are they? First one is degrees of endemism, degree of expectation. Third one is degrees of threat to habitat due to its degradation and fragmentation. And the fourth one, the number of species diversity. Okay. So we can continue, read the book. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.